Modern action movies have started to feel familiar. One could say they're starting to take on a formula. And look, I love Marvel. I cover Marvel every day on my Shorts tab, but I also know that the uniqueness is something that is leading from the action genre. But each year we get a movie or two that stands out, breaks the mold, and brings something fresh to the action genre. Just look at Top Gun Maverick, a sequel to a movie 36 years later that actually stood above its predecessor, at least in my opinion. While John Wick 4 feels very familiar, it still captures a uniqueness with the design of the sets, the drastic fight choreography, lengthy fight scenes, crazy good cinematography. It felt like a video game. Listen, I can go on and on about how much I love John Wick, but this is a video of what people thought would be the Indian John Wick movie, and it's not quite that, but I'm talking about Monkey Man. Monkey Man yet again brings a fresh uniqueness to the genre that most modern action movies are missing now. A certain gravitas that elevates it above the rest, that puts it on another level and helps it stand on its own from John Wick, other action movies. This isn't the Indian John Wick. This story has more to say and has heart to it. While it borrows things like the underbelly of revenge that John Wick has and some of the stunts, let's dive a little bit into Monkey Man and why I think it's better than a lot of modern action movies. Now hold on, this isn't me saying it's better than John Wick. That's a XCOM, don't got nothing on Monkey Man to me. Monkey Man does an excellent job of capturing a revenge story that actually has a lot of heart. Okay, sidebar, thank God they didn't kill the dog in this movie though. I would have raged if we had to see another dog have to die. I mean, come on man, we already had to witness a scene like this in John Wick. I don't want to have to do this in Monkey Man. Even though one can say the same about John Wick, the purpose of Monkey Man is much greater. This man's entire village was burned down and their land taken by a man who is supposed to serve and protect, and a false messiah who are both bent on imposing their beliefs on the people who don't have the means to defend themselves. This is very much a tale of the upper class invading the lower class and taking what they want, and Monkey Man must navigate his way into the upper class in order to stop them. It expertly ties in religion and politics in one neat bow that keeps the viewer fascinated. Well, kept me fascinated. It tackles the social hierarchy which is actually real in India, called the caste system, which has existed for 3,000 years. We see members from the top and the bottom and even the middle all throughout the film. The film tackles the corruption and discrimination in India that takes place today so well, and it makes it digestible for the most part, and it ties into the revenge plot very well. We see this represented well when Dev Patel's character connects with Sita and he is able to tell her about her tattoo. He is able to see that they were cut from the same cloth and were born on the bottom and were put into the top where things are different. There's even a line in the film where he sees people on the street and says,
"They don't even see us. They're all up there, living." I stuck here in this.
You can't tell already, I absolutely love this film, and narratively, it's such a treat. Now, I've seen some incredible Indian action flicks like RRR and Bahubali that definitely capture a more unique feeling from American action movies. But I got my good friend Alexis Gentry from Trashwire to describe how Monkey Man's story structure is different.
It's almost structured kind of like a lot of the Indian movies that I love, where you kind of meet your main character, you learn a lot, you see him kicking ass, and then you get this little break where we go, okay, but why is he kicking ass? And you get this kind of backstory piece in there. And that was the part where I think the emotional connection really starts to happen. You feel way more invested in his revenge. We want our protagonist to win, but then you're way more invested in why we want him to win, and that sort of second piece there.
As you guys can see, it follows the 3-act structure, but it follows one that is common in Indian cinema. And while American movies do have these elements as well, it is just this unique downbeat that happens in Indian cinema in the middle of the movie that takes a second to dive into the past and lay out the character's purpose entirely. Now again, this isn't something that American action movies don't do, but it is something missing from a lot of modern action movies. Character will retort to actually explaining exposition, talking about their past, and hitting us with exposition over and over and over instead of showing us. Show, don't tell. That's always the best thing to do when it comes to movies. Get Out, Reservoir Dogs, The Evil Dead, those are a few great featured directorial debuts, and now Monkey Man can stand on that list as a great directorial debut from Dev Patel. All the elements I've described so far are so well tied together, but not only that, it's got incredible fight choreography in my opinion. I understand it can be a little shaky. I feel like in the beginning of the movie, we get a little less tight, a little more sloppy with the fight choreography, but I like that because the character is not as experienced. We see him lose in the initial fights. We see him lose these battles and lose in wrestling. But as the movie carries on, we see this character continue to improve more and more. And I feel like the fight choreography makes that same jump at the end of the movie and in the third act. It's got a more gritty, shakier look to it, but it looks almost as if the camera person is joining in the fighting with them. Also, Dev Patel is fantastic in this movie. I mean, I think he is a shining star at this point. We gotta establish this guy as a great action movie star. He was great in Green Knight. He's great in this. And the man can say so much while saying so little. Incredible acting across the board. Very cool color palette it's got going on with the red colors, the vivid red, man. That elevator scene is so good. I really enjoyed this. And me and Alexis gushed out about how fantastic we thought the movie was right after seeing it. Monkey Man is an incredible first-time debut from Dev Patel that tackles strong elements that make it stand out from modern action movies now. Are action movies dead? Absolutely not. But one can't deny that they've become a little more predictable, a little more generic, less easy to stand out. Monkey Man achieves this through its deep plot and themes, its story structure, technical elements, along with the characters as well, and it's got this heart to it that really makes you drive for and cheer for the main character. Dev Patel put his heart and soul into this. Man, I really dug this. Oh, and his funny side character too was super fun. I love that sidekick character. I thought he was hilarious. I really liked Monkey Man, you guys. You gotta let me know what you thought about Monkey Man down in the comments. I really love that Dev Patel said he borrowed a lot of elements from different movies and he was very inspired by Into the Dragon. Holy crap, that's one of my favorite movies of all time, so love hearing that. Love how action really plays a big role into this movie. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments, guys. What do you think about Monkey Man? How did you feel walking out of that theater? Because man, I gotta admit, it's 1A, 1B for me when it comes to that in Dune Part 2. I loved both of them. Thought they were so good. Barely had any criticisms. I love this movie. You gotta let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below for more content on movies, MCU, and more. And we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.